Hello everyone, this is Daniel Sigman, and today I'm going to be doing another KTANE module tutorial, this time on Astrological by Def. This module will require all edge work on the bomb, so without further ado, let's get started.
In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always does. Nothing has changed.
This is how the module looks. There will be an equation of two operators, three astrological horoscopes, and then two buttons, a green button and a red button. These buttons can also have a cross and a check mark on them. All this information will be relevant as we go through the module. Now let's take a look at the manual. This manual right here is a reworded manual that I have written for the module because I believe the original manual doesn't quite explain a few steps properly, and there are a few errors as well. So I made my own manual to help with the learning process. So without further ado, let's just pull up the module again, and let's note down everything that we need. So we have for edge work, we have 3 in 2. We have no indicators this time around. We have a port plate of DVI, a port plate of DVI PS2, and a port plate of parallel serial with a serial number of Zulu Romeo 7, Bravo Uniform 2. Now we need the equation on the front. The equation is as follows. We have Virgo, X nor Sagittarius, or Scorpio. To clarify, this is X nor and this is X or. The symbols on this module will be slightly different to how you would expect them to be. An and is an ampersand, as you would expect. However, an or is a vertical bar, which we would normally associate with NAND, if I remember correctly. And then XOR is not a it's not a down caret, but rather it's a reticle. And then XNOR is a dot with a circle. NAND is an up arrow. And NOR is a down arrow. With all of that said, let's start solving the module. So, the way to solve this module is we need to evaluate 3 equations over 3 stages and press the correct button as to whether they are true or false. And to do this, we need to do a few things. So first off, every horoscope will start out as false. We need to evaluate all statements in the table on page 3, and if any of them return true, then we toggle the corresponding horoscope's validity. So let's do just that. All of these statements, we need to follow them one by one and see if they're true or not. So are all of our batteries AA, and is there at least one? Well, we have more batteries than our battery holders. However, the way to tell if all batteries are AA is that if the number of batteries is double the number of battery holders. That's how you can tell that there's all AA. In this case, it is not, so that statement is false. Taurus is true if a 2-factor is present. We do not have a 2-factor, so that's false. Gemini is true if exactly 2 of these conditions are true. So, is there a AA battery? Yes, there is. We have more batteries than battery holders. Does the serial number contain a 2? Yes, it does. Are there any duplicated ports? Yes, there are. And is the current day of the month divisible by 2? Today is the 19th for me, 19th of October. So, no, that is not the case. In this case, 3 conditions returned true. It wants exactly 2 to return true. So in this case, this returns false. Cancer is true if either the module Dr. Doctor is on the bomb or the voltage of the bomb, according to a voltage meter, is a decimal value above 5. In this case, we do not have a voltage meter, so there is no voltage. And we do not have a Doctor module on the bomb. This is the only module on my bomb. So this is false. Leo is true if there's an RJ45 port present. We don't have an RJ, so that's false. Virgo is true if all batteries are D batteries and there's at least one. This is, you can tell if this is true if the number of batteries matches the number of battery holders. In this case it doesn't, so this is false. Libra is true if there's more vowels than consonants in the serial number. In this case we have 3 consonants and 1 vowel, so that is false. If the serial number contains a letter in poison, then Scorpio is true. Do we have a Papa? No. Oscar? No. India? No. Sierra? No. November? No. So that's false. Sagittarius is true if the amount of ports is perfectly divisible by the amount of port plates, and there's at least 1 plate. We have 5 ports and 3 plates. 5 is not perfectly divisible by 3, so that is false. Capricorn is true if there's a serial port present. We do have a serial port, so that is true. Aquarius is true if the serial number contains a vowel. Of course, uniform is a vowel, so Aquarius is true. And finally, Pisces is true if there's no batteries. We do have batteries, so that is false. Now that we've evaluated all of these conditions, what we need to do next is we need to find the horoscope of our current date and toggle its validity. And for the purposes of this paragraph, we are going to call this horoscope the current horoscope. So our current horoscope corresponds with our current date. Today it is the 19th of October, so we need to find which one of these corresponds to our date. And here it is. Libra covers the range September 23rd to October 22nd. October 19th falls in this range, so Libra is now toggled from being false to being true. If it was already true, you would toggle it to be false. Now, what we need to do is find the current horoscope, as mentioned earlier, in the chart on page 4, and then we need to follow the black arrow that leads from it. This is the chart right here. We need to find Libra in this chart. Libra is a omega looking sign, so we need to find that, and that's down here. And then we need to follow the black arrow from it to the next symbol, which is over here. It's like a zigzag, that's Aquarius, and we need to toggle the validity of Aquarius. At the moment Aquarius is true, so Aquarius now becomes false. Now what we need to do is from Libra, once again, we need to toggle the validities of any more horoscopes that are being led to from this. So we've already toggled Aquarius. You will see that there are colored arrows. These are bidirectional, so we need to toggle Leo and Gemini. However, we can only toggle them if certain statements are true, and that's followed here. So looking at this, we have a green arrow leading to Leo. So we toggle Leo if a port shares a letter with the current horoscope. In this case, our current horoscope is Libra. So do we have a port whose name shares a letter with Libra? Just by looking at this port alone, the parallel port, we have a Romeo and an Alpha. Sounds like it's present in Libra to me. So that is true. So we're going to be toggling Leo. And additionally, we also need to toggle for this blue here leading to Gemini. Gemini will be toggled if there is an indicator that shares a letter with the current horoscope. We don't have any indicators, so that is false. So we're not toggling Gemini. Now what we need to do is to note down the horoscope's validities for this stage. What I'm actually going to do is use this table as my form of noting, where anything that is true on this stage is green, and anything that's false on this stage is red. This will become relevant later on. And now we just need to evaluate the equation. Now that we have the module back in front of us, what we need to do is look for where the check mark is. The check mark will tell us which half of our equation to evaluate first. in this case, the check mark is on the right, as shown right here. It is on the right of these buttons, so we're going to evaluate the right half of our equation first. So we evaluate the second with the third. Sagittarius is currently false, so that's 0, and Scorpio is false. 0 or 0 is 0. And then we evaluate Virgo with this 0. Virgo is false. 0 XNOR 0. Well, XNOR returns true if both inputs are true or false. So if the inputs are the same. 0 XNOR 0 returns a 1, so that means the statement is true. We're going to note that down, and then we're going to press the green button. You will know this is correct, because if it is incorrect, the module will give you a strike, and then it will reset back to stage 1, clearing all inputs and any horoscope validities. But no, this was correct, and we have moved on to stage 2. So let's take a look. We have Leo. This is a XOR sign. Libra. And this is a NAND sign. Cancer. And this time the check mark is on the left, so we're going to be evaluating the left side first. However, with this step, what we need to do in stage 2 is invert the validities of all horoscopes and then evaluate the equation. So this is why I highlighted these as false, because now all I need to do is look at this table, and anything that I highlighted as false in stage 1 is now true in stage 2. So in this case, Leo, Libra, and Capricorn are false, and then the rest are true. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Pisces. So let's take a look. We have to evaluate the left half of the equation first, as dictated by the checkmark being on the left. Leo, it was true in stage 1, so it is now false in stage 2. And Libra is true in stage 1, so it's now false. So that means this 0 XOR 0. Remember that XOR only returns true if the inputs do not share parity. So 0 XOR 0 is 0. They are the same, so the output is 0. Then we have 0 NAND Cancer. In this case, Cancer is false in stage 1, so it is now true. And NAND will only return true if either input is false. In this case, this 0 from the left half is false, so the output of this is true. So we press the green button, and that's correct. Now we're on to stage 3, and we need to evaluate this again. Virgo, XNOR, Scorpio, and Leo. Now for stage 3, the rules are going to be a little different. What we need to do is use the outputs from the 2 previous stages to determine the operator used for the states of the horoscopes in this statement. So this is why I was noting down what the output was for these statements. Because the outputs from stages 1 and 2 will determine what operator we use to evaluate the truths of these horoscopes for stage 3. So what I mean by that is, both stages returned true, so the operator that we'll use for this stage is AND. What we need to do now is for each horoscope displayed on the module, we need to compare its validity from stage 1 with the validity of the horoscope that is the last digit of the serial number plus 1 cells down in the table on page 3 in step 2, using the operator obtained from here. So let's take a look at what I mean by this. Virgo is over here. Virgo was false in stage 1, so I'm going to mark that as a 0. And then we need to go by the last digit of the serial number, which is 2, plus 1 is 3. We need to go 3 cells down from Virgo. 1, 2, 3. And we land on Sagittarius. Sagittarius was false in stage 1, therefore it was true in stage 2. So we have it as true in stage 2. And then we evaluate this. 0 and 1. That means this Virgo is a 0. Now we need to do it again for the other 2 horoscopes. Scorpio was false in stage 1, so that immediately tells me that Scorpio is going to be false for stage 3, because this and dictates that the output is only true if both inputs are true, and in this case one of the inputs is false, so the output is false. And Leo was true in stage 1, so we have a 1 here. We need to go 3 cells down, and we land on Scorpio, which was true in stage 2. So 1 and 1 makes 1. Now what we need to do is evaluate this equation as follows. For stage 3, Virgo is false, Scorpio is false, and Leo is true. Check mark is on the right, so we need to evaluate the right half first. 0 and 1 is false. And then 0 XNOR 0 is true. So we press the green button.
This was exactly the way. Right now,
and that is a
the
solved
things
module.
were meant to happen.
Thank you for listening to my astrological tutorial today. I hope I was informative. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment on this video. If you like what you saw, feel free to subscribe. I post KTANE content on a sort of regular basis, and expect more tutorials to come. If you want further help, do not hesitate to contact me. I will leave my Discord in the description below. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!